Hello everyone, I want to cover today the Quack Cup number 1 Division 1 Finals. Finals round 1, because there's 2 rounds. So if you watched my previous video, which is the A Mariner Cup 1 Division 1 Finals round 1, it's the same system, the round robin thing, because there's there's 5 players pretty much, and so because you can't do single elimination, they made a round robin. And so we have 5 players that are finalists of this Quack Cup, which I'll get to in a second. Our 5 finalists are JTQWN, Sif, Rip, Data Shifter, and deadfs. But there's only going to be 3 matches that I'll be covering, because there's supposed to be 5, but the player Data Shifter timed out in the first turn, so pretty much was just absent when the matches started, and so this player just didn't play, and so there's 2 matches that are just day 1 end. So we're just gonna cover the other 3. So instead of having 5 players, we have 4 pretty much, you know. So that's good. That's gonna leave us with JTQWN, Sif, Rip, and deadfs. 4 really great players. And the Quack Cup, I mean, if you haven't seen already, the map looks a little bit crazy, you know? The Quack Cup, or the Quack Cups in general, because they're like this series, they're like weird, they're like experimental type tournaments kind of thing, which I find very fun, to be honest. It can be very chaotic and hard to understand and stuff, but the maps are very funny, and there has been matches that are very fun. So there were 5 rounds already, and this is the final, so there's 5 rounds which I haven't covered, but the finals, they're still very quacky, and maybe even more quacky than the first 5 rounds. And so in each Quack Cup will have a different mode, and this one was high funds, and then there's other Quack Cups with standard and fall and stuff like that, but this one is high funds, right? And so if we look at the map, if we just look at the mainland, let's look at the simpler stuff first. We got our 2 base, 1 base, and you have 1 lab, and then you have a port here, very defensive port in your 2 base, and then you have an airport over here, which you would have to make a black boat or a lander to get. So, and then pretty simple. Then you have all the contested cities up to there, pretty simple, right? If it were just that, it'd be an average high funds map maybe, where you would fight over here in this diagonal and stuff. But no, this is Quack. This is Quack Cup. So let's look at this area right here. Or this one, it's the same thing. I'm just gonna look at here. So what is this? What's going on here? So this is pretty much like a little decision, I don't know, lottery or roulette or whatever for each player. Now this would be for this player, the one that's over here. So in this case, Rip, the brown desert player, and this one would be for this player right here, the teal galaxy Sif player. So what's going on here? Pretty much the most important thing to look at is at these 2 mechs. These 2 mechs, they're sitting on pipes, and they are surrounded by a water tile, so they can't go there. And then there are these 3 pipe seams, right? And so pretty much what you have are these artilleries and these rockets to bust open these pipe seams and then send the mech to these areas. The same for this one. This one has these 3 separate areas, and this one has these 3 separate routes or ways, or decisions. It's like this mech has to decide what to do, and it can't go back. So for example, you open here and the mech goes through this way. It can't go back and go back here, because there's a pipe seam right here. There's a pipe, just a pipe tile. So once it walks off from this tile, it can't go back. So there's no refund policy or just returning or whatever. You decide, you send the mech through one of these, and that's it. So what is there to decide? If you look at the bottom part, at the bottom mech, pretty much there is on one area you got a comm tower and a missile silo. Yeah. You're not gonna see those a lot in well, at all in Global League and tournaments. But apparently in Quack Cups, you know, they're right there. You got a comm tower and a missile silo. And then in this other route, you got a city and another city, so 2k income. And on the third route, you got only an airport, which would be 1k income, but you get an airport, so you get the option to make air units. The thing is, because there's a T-copter right here, which is not going anywhere because it's blocked by APCs, you pretty much can't make a bomber first. You would have to make a copter or a fighter to first take out the copter, and then you could start pumping out bombers maybe. But yeah, that's what this mech has to decide. Either comm tower and silo, so very aggressive, more eco approach, double, 2k, oh actually no, it's not 2k income, it's 4k income, sorry, 4k income, or 2k income plus airport. And then there's this other mech, which has a much tougher decision to make in my opinion. You have to decide whether to go this way and grab this airport, which is of the other player, so much more valuable than this one. This would be, it's a 2k income, but you take 2k from the other one, so it's a 4k difference. And you also get an airport, of course. And also, you avoid stuff from happening here because your opponent can make a copter, for example, take out your infantry that is blocking these units right here. And once this infantry is taken out, this carrier and this cruiser can just move out, into the water. This carrier can go over here and it'll be out of range of this rocket. And literally sitting on this tile, airport locks, look, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 airport locks. Well, it locks this airport pretty much. So I feel like this mech has to go here, because if not, you risk not having your own airport pretty much. And also an enemy airport here is kind of annoying because it can swing here and attack your bases. I don't know, it's pretty annoying. But if you decide not to go there, you can also, you go here and you get a comm tower and you steal the opponent of a comm tower and you get a missile silo. Or you go this way and you get a port, of which there's a T-copter blocking. This is so complicated. So there's a T-copter blocking, and so you have to make a cruiser first to take out the T-copter, and then you can, move the cruiser out. You also get a lander, so you get a free lander, you can move it out and move stuff, and then you can make a battleship or a carrier or whatever you want. It's complicated, right? There's a lot of decision making. I had to look at the map for a couple of minutes before starting to record, so I made sure I understood what was going on, and I tried to explain it slowly. Hopefully you were able to understand it as well. There's definitely a lot. I do feel like this is probably the best way for this mech. I'd be surprised if any player doesn't go with the upper mech here, because there's just so much that you lose and that you give your opponent if you don't go this way. So if it were me, I'd probably go here, get the airport, and then you can you don't even have to take these out. You can make a copter, bombers, and you don't even have to kill them. If you want to, you can, but you can make stuff. But I think it's mostly to avoid your opponent from having an airport, and then also locking your own airport with this carrier, which would be really devastating. And with this one, I don't know, maybe this one could go for the comm tower and missile silo, or maybe the income, I have no idea. So we'll see what the players decide. This is a tier 4 match, and so we have Sif that chose Jess, and we have Rip that chose Adder. Usually Adder is pretty good in Hyphons in his tier, but we'll see here. So let's get right into the match, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead. So we have Sif here with the Teal Galaxy. It's gonna, makes an infantry, starts capturing here, and actually decided to bust open here. So this mech is gonna go in this direction. It's gonna get the income. So it's gonna go for the 4k income approach. And let's see Oh, and Sif shot at this pipe right here. So it looks like he's gonna go over for this. Or maybe not, because he can like shoot here next turn. So let's see what Rip decides to do. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Rip decided to go here for the comm tower and the missile silo. Interesting. And busted here, so this Mega's gonna go for the airport. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, Sif goes for the income approach and is gonna go for the comm tower. Man, neither of them went for what I was saying for the airport. Okay, maybe I'm very wrong. I mean, I didn't make it to the finals, so and these guys know, you know. So they probably have a reason for it. They probably feel like it's not as relevant. Maybe because if you get this airport, no, but Sif is not even getting this airport, and he's not getting this one either. So Sif is running the risk of not having any airport at all, because if he doesn't have this one and he doesn't have this one, the Rip can make a copter and just come over here with a carrier and lock this airport, and then Sif has no airport. That can be a problem. So easy. So I'm gonna get that comm tower. Yeah, there we go, the copter from Rip. Alright, the other comm tower. I wonder when they're gonna use the missiles, the silo. So they're probably gonna hold on to that until an important moment where they can throw it and probably get some really good tactics. Oh, same thing here. Sif also made a copter, so they're both going for the same thing. They're both gonna break. They're both gonna break this little infantry wall that's floating on the water to free these and also free the airport. That's a pretty big deal. We got another copter over here from Rip. And there goes the carrier from Sif. And as I was saying, look at that. It's already locking here, so there's really no reason for Rip to go over here. I mean, yes, for the income, but that's it. And this airport is gonna be really annoying. Oh, look at that. This cruiser can be used to like ferry copters. That would be really funny. So here goes the copter. Now they both have all three bases. Okay. Oh, and Sif made a medium tank, and Rip made an artillery. Okay. Interesting choices. Let's see what they're up to. So Sif is gonna load that copter onto the cruiser, and this copter is gonna be really annoying. It's gonna force Rip into making an anti-air or two. Here come the copters and the T-copter. So definitely an anti-air here. Yeah. It's in range of this. Oof. It's like almost mixed base, you know? I mean, not really, but mixed airport if you wanna call it like that, because you got this enemy airport behind your bases. It's gonna make it really awkward. Also, like, you could make a T-copter, send it over here, and with an infantry, come and get these, and you have another airport. Alright, that could be. So here was the anti-air. Already we got a lot of vehicles moving in. We got Sif with the medium tank, anti-air, tank, more tanks, anti-air. And with this copter, it's not gonna attack at anything. So it's not gonna. So it's not to sack the copter. Just stop a capture or something like that. I don't understand this though. Why the why that carrier going over there? Rip really rushed this city right here. Oh, maybe not. Went from here over here. Alright, moving forward, if you can say forward. kind of. I mean, it's protecting this infantry right here from that medium tank, so that's nice. And we'll probably see like a medium tank here. Maybe not. Maybe like an artillery to then put it. Oh, okay. I need a tank. Because this medium tank can probably sit here in the city and be really annoying. We got this copter over here being annoying. It's out of range of this anti-air. This is kind of what happens with high funds. It gets really tricky really fast. The contested areas, you know, you're just sending your first infantry, and it's not like recons or tanks that are pointing at you, or other infantry. You got medium tanks. So definitely very complicated. It really escalates really quickly. So this medium tank is kind of shooed away by the artillery and the neo tank. So pretty good defense here by Rip from the offensive from Civ. We'll see what else Civ was planning to do. Is kind of sending these tanks over here, try to pressure this corner. Doesn't want to let Rip to get more of these, for sure. Makes another medium tank. Really likes his medium tanks, apparently. I'm not super sure that like medium tanks are not that great. I feel like they're really good in standard from your like one base as a kind of defensive measure. But usually you don't see them in fog, and you don't see them in high funds either, because maps are kind of big and neo tanks just destroy medium tanks. And medium tanks are kind of like really good against tanks, and I don't know, maybe there's not that many tanks in high funds. It's just, I don't know, it's just easier to escalate into neo tank and stuff like that. I'm not sure medium tanks are that great, but it definitely puts the pressure. It's forcing Rip into a very defensive position over here with artillery and the neo tank. Has to be really, really careful of not giving free hits. It's definitely given Civ a lot of room here to pressure with the medium tank. While Rip is trying to do the same with the copter that came all the way from here and these tanks and copters. Okay, let's see. This infantry is covered. This copter could come over here, interrupt this capture, and then Rip would have to like step off and put the anti-air to kill it. So really delaying this capture by a lot. Uses 2 tanks to take that out. It's gonna start a flip over here. Wow, Rip really going for this capture. Oh, I guess Civ 2, yeah. Huh. That's really funny. That's like next to the 2 base. So I would assume that this ends up falling back into the 2 base. It's just so close. And it's not like you have the airport here on your 1 base side to support. The airport is over here. Well, I guess it's over here, right? You have this airport over here supporting the 1 base, but it takes really long. It's like 1 turn, 2 turns just to be almost at the same distance as this base. You're kind of forced to get this one, I feel like, and really go 2 base 1 airport against 1 base. So actually Civ doesn't go for the interrupt. I feel like it wouldn't have been that bad to go for the interrupt here, because you stop a lot of income. It is 9k, but it is also an extra unit. Like a copter is like a free unit, so to speak. And not a free unit, but it's like an extra unit that you got. And you're stopping that capture for 1 turn, and then another turn because of the entire city. So that's 4k. Yeah, maybe it's not worth. Like if you can sustain it, maybe if this artillery would have been in range next turn or something. Maybe. Like say this artillery could sit here next turn, then the anti-air would come here, kill the copter, and then medium tank could hit that anti-air, say from the forest, to the anti-air on the city, and then of course, and then you put the artillery behind right here, and then Rip would pull back the anti-air, try to smack with the neo tank, to the medium tank, but there's the artillery there, so it would kind of create a very complicated situation where you have to take decisions. Maybe it could have been worth it. I'm not sure, but Rip is going over here, attacks out these 2 tanks, takes out the infantry, capturing, and takes out a tank. It's gonna block here. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting blocking here. It blocks the rocket pretty much. Because this center is gonna want to kill a copter, and this one's gonna try to kill another copter. This mech is in this mountain covering this copter right here. So the only way to kill this infantry is with this anti-air, because these 2 infantry can hit it from here. I guess you can kill the T-copter with an anti-air and then kill it with these 2 infantries, and then you free up the rocket. But anyways, decides to interrupt over here. He's gonna go for some captures, but the artillery there protecting all these. Just out of range of this tank. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 it would be. It's a new tank, anti-air. Lots of anti-airs. Okay, let's see what Sif would do. So this capture over here is for free. I mean, kind of Neo tank is pointing, but I wouldn't send the Neo tank to interrupt the capture. Maybe he can break through here, but probably it's not safe to do so. This is like a trap. If you start interrupting these captures or hit this artillery, you're dead. Like, you don't have enough firepower yet. And this is your home base too, yeah. So probably back off from here. Try to go for these over here. And try to go over here. And here, I'm not sure. Let's see what Sith decides to do. So yeah, pulls back from over here. There's too much. Goes for that city. Makes his own Neo tank. Takes that out. Takes both copters out. Okay. And decides, yeah, not to go not to take out the infantry. And rocket kinda moves back. Ugh. The movement from the rockets are just so bad. There's a lander though, so it looks like Sif is planning on going over here. Yeah. Why that? Why put the lander here? I mean, it could have gone blocked and then the lander can kill it. I don't know. It's probably a reason. Oh, maybe to not get like hit and then have to repair. I'm not sure. This carrier also, I'm not sure what it is doing. It's like not pointing there, it's going somewhere else. Which I guess is fine because, yeah, I guess it can go over here. There's probably a tile where maybe it can go. I think right here. You can sit on this tile. Yeah, I can sit on this tile and lock this airport. Not bad. So that's probably what Sif has in mind. And it doesn't, oh, and yeah, because he doesn't have an airport, it doesn't, like Rip is not going to do that. So Rip is going to counterattack, doesn't use the mech, uses 2 tanks and gets sidestep. We already have a lot of charged up. So with the first thing with the side slip gets the extra movement to take out that anti-air with a medium tank. And he's going to block probably this medium tank from hitting here. I think it can't reach. Yeah, because you would have to be able to take this out. Nothing is in range. So pretty nice. Gets an interrupt over there. It's gonna move out from the 2 base. And put the carrier back at its nice little place where it can lock this airport. And makes a missile. Oh, I know why he's making a missile. Okay. So this missile, I'm pretty sure it is to take out this T-copter. And then you can actually load, you can probably load this APC in here. And then move the lander out. And then, you know, come over here with the lander back and capture this port. It's actually, that would be really great. And then you got the lander for free to go over here and get this island. So really, really nice. Oh, we forgot about the silos. Okay. Nice hit. Wait, it hit Where did it hit? Wait, go back. How did it hit these 4 units? How did it hit the T-copter? That makes no sense. I don't know. Doesn't it do 2 and 2? Or does it really do 3? Does it do this area? That seems like a lot. Oh, I moved the map. I always move the map. Wow, apparently it does 3 tiles. I did not know that. And Saxon Nantair for charge. So apparently we're gonna see a overdrive. What will this do? Medium tank? Oh, actually reaches with the overdrive there. Wow. And takes out the medium tank. Tank comes in from the base. Gets a nice hit. This one goes for that one. Rocket. It's just there. It's just there. It's doing things. Gonna block so that the copter doesn't attack the rocket, and has to make another one. This infantry didn't do damage? No way. It has to do damage. There's something wrong here. I'm pretty sure that missile silos have a 2-tile radius, wasn't it? Like that. It's like the ones from, it's like the missiles from Rachel and Sturm and stuff like that. So this might be a bug of some sort. I'm not sure. So infantry dead. There goes a carrier on this little tile that I was saying. So it's locking this airport. I think this cruiser guns will just sit here and never let the lander cross, pretty much. So that can be really annoying, unless Rip makes like a battleship or a battleship. So he's gonna go for over here. There's these like really corner cities, which looks like Rip is gonna get both. There's like this one right in the very corner. So let's see. So backs up with the tanks to repair, gets a shot with a mech finally. This missile, yep, pointing at that T-copter. And moving in over here, is gonna cover the capture over here. It's looking really even, and Rip still has the missile silo. So I think Sif has to really be careful of how he positions the units and stuff. Because if he takes a fight, that silo can be like really game changing in a brawl. Like there's a bunch of like all these just boom, just pour in. You throw that silo and hits all of those units all together, boom, done. And at least now Rip has that, that weight off. Like he doesn't have to worry about just clumping units together. That's why now he's able to do this. Because if not, he wouldn't be able. And you see, Sif has to really like, it's like walking on ice kind of thing. He's gonna try to flip this one, which he'll probably get. The sand tears over here, threatening and menacing everything in this corner. And there goes the side. Boom! It's all these units, all these 5 units. And the copter? What? There's something wrong with the app, with the replay viewer, because the missile silo hits these. It hits right here and hits these. It does not hit the copter, but it's showing that it is, and we probably won't know because it's probably gonna die against the anti-air. So down goes the T-copter with the missile, and loads up the APC. Yeah, boom, and takes that out. Gets sidestep again. Probably for the Neo tank. 2, 4, 6, 7. No. Oh, over here. It's gonna attack the artillery. Oh, do you see that? It even shows as if this Neo tank got shot. And then it kind of like corrects itself. It goes back to 10. What? That's so funny. And wasn't able to take that out, but does take that infantry out, and the other one, and puts its artillery right there, just protecting these Neo tanks. It's gonna bring a bomber. Gets that capture. It's gonna try to flip that. These copters are just like zoom. All these areas are just like zooming through over here. Probably gonna make an infantry here. Just heal up everything. And medium tank. And just pulling back. It's like kind of a similar thing is happening on both sides. Like Sif was being very aggressive over here and has now been like pulling back. And same for Rip, he was being like really aggressive here and now he has to pull back because it is a 2 base. Like you gotta respect this. Just a lot of units. So the anti-air is dead. What did the anti-air take out? I don't remember now. Wasn't it? It was an infantry. I think that was probably not worth it. Well, it says to sack the Neo tank, get a shot, kills that infantry right there, gets supercharge, and that might get the kill here. So let's see. Sif is at 1 comm tower, and Rip is at 1 comm tower. So yeah, they're just 1 comm tower each. So pretty standard. Oh, okay. So it gives the movement. It gives the extra movement, I think, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take that out. Enable that. Okay. Flips there. Kind of sending everything more over here. Kind of like panic moment. I don't want my 1 base area to die. I guess it is really panicky because you have your lab here as well. Like that can be really dangerous. If you just let this die, that's where your lab is, and it gets captured and game over. So going over here. It's funny none of them have gone for these islands. So that was probably for a charge, that Neo tank into the medium tank, or to soften it up. Yeah, got it. And gets the kill there with the tank. Nice. Bomber is gonna take out that APC. It's gonna free up this T-copter, but do you want to? Do you want to free up the T-copter? Because that would just enable this lander. Probably not. Maybe next turn move the T-copter and then attack with the bomber and just take these out. That would be pretty funny. So there goes the infantry. Kinda has to back off from over here because Sif kind of front switched everything. All these 4 variations of tanks. So I have to be careful. Okay, so it's gonna block with the copter, and this T-copter is gonna be really annoying. Wow. It's gonna force this anti-air to attack from here or something. And it's interesting how Rip has really been using this airport. Look, his copter, bomber, bomber, copter. There's this copter as well. Like so many units he's made from this airport. Really given it a lot of use. And you know, he's adder, no? So he has pretty good air units with extra movement. And on the other hand, Sif has not really used it at all. Like he made 1 copter which died, and that's it. There hasn't been any bombers or copters or anything else. So let's look at stats a little bit. So unit count, it's looking like Rip is doing pretty well. I mean, it is the end of the turn and the start of Sif, so we'll have to see what happens now in Sif's turn. But it is 46 to 33 and like 50k value and 6k more in income. So it's looking like good for Rip, but I think very far from like winning. It's just looking good. I guess the thing would be to see what is Sif gonna do right now with this. This seems to be like the most important part of his army, because this is kind of abandoned now because this kind of front shifted. So there's this rocket and a new neo tank made kind of to like cover from the attack of this medium tank. There are no infantries from RIP, so there isn't much threat that RIP can do here until more infantry are brought in. But here seems to be like the main focus, because look at that, this infantry was capturing here and moved here. RIP can get a sidestep and start capturing that lab next turn. So yeah, the Civ has to do something right now. So it's gonna bring all of these, and yeah, that's pretty much all you can do over there. It's able to flip that. It's gonna bring that rocket and has to be always be covering it. That's the thing with rockets. You always have to be covering them, because if not, they get one hit with a copter onto your rocket, and that's so much value. Even if the copter just dies instantly to an anti-air, it's already so much value. And deletes this rocket. I'm not sure why. It's gonna kind of block here and just end the turn. Okay. So I think RIP can just do a sidestep here, probably block and just win. So we'll see. Gets a few shots and gets Sidewinder. I think it's for this infantry to get here, and this one can block. Let's see. Oh, this bomber's gonna come over here, take that neo tank out. Okay, getting a lot of hits, like everywhere. Wow, all these bombers is going wild over here. This is the 2 base of Civ. This is dead. Okay, takes that out. Does he go for the lab? Is he not gonna go for the lab? Are you not going for the lab? No. What? Wait, but there are no other labs. You get the lab and you win. Wow. I'm not sure why RIP is not going for the lab. But okay. Anyways. That was a pretty devastating turn anyways. All this is dead. Like, this is the 2 base. There's only a single anti-air here. Like, Civ is gonna be forced to make anti-airs, but there's already bombers. Yeah, it's not looking very good. Let's see what he can do. I mean, this anti-air can take out this. Wait, can I do 2, 4, 6, 8? No, it can't take out the bomber. So it's gonna take out the copter and take out that medium tank. Let's drag out all those artilleries. Stop that capture. Take that neo tank. I'm just moving everything here. Yeah, double anti-air. Mega tank. Oh yeah, it's definitely not looking very well. But very good for Civ, for sure. Oh, dang, okay, and Civ resigns. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think RIP could have gone for the lab, and maybe Civ could get the interrupt, but I don't know, maybe this play was better. Just killing everything here. It was definitely kind of done for Civ. The fact that the 2 base was kind of shut down right now means that this army right here is gonna get no reinforcements whatsoever, like only from this 1 base, while it is in range of the 2 base of RIP. And so all this is gonna die, pretty much. And it's gonna take a while for this to kind of come back online and start helping out. These bombers really devastating, came really good in handy. They killed a bomber and medium tank. They did a lot, and these copters too. I think that was kind of what made the difference here. The air units from RIP. There's so many air units. There was definitely maybe a lot of tactics or little moments, but I think that were pretty good for both. But I think for sure the air units kind of really turned the table. Like, they really made the difference there in this match for sure. I'm still surprised that none of them went here for the airport. Like, why? Like, I understand this one, but why should you go for this one? And then you get this one. I mean, and it's not even like Rip made any air units. I don't know, maybe he went here and then he regretted. He was like, maybe actually wasn't that good. Because maybe you get this one as a form of defending your one base. Because so it's one base, one airport kind of thing. But I don't know. We got 2 more matches to watch to see what happens. So let's go watch them. Okay, we got our match number 2, and this is deadfs and JTQWN, or JTQWN. I'm never sure how to say it, but I'll try my best. These are 2 different players. So we had Rip and Sif, and then now we have deadfs and JTQWN. So, and they chose, well, deadfs chose Adder and JTQWN chose Lash. Interesting. Okay, so I changed the colors a bit. So I left deadfs with Blue Moon, and I made JTQWN Amber Blaze. So I have a little bit more contrast. So we got deadfs with Adder, so pretty much same as Rip over here. And then JTQWN went with Lash. I mean, there's a lot of mountains and forest, and the cities as well. She gets the firepower from the cities. But we'll see. I think air units really made a difference in that last match, so we'll see what happens here. And let's keep an eye on what they decide to go for. Okay, so already deadfs decides to go for the airport right here. As Adder going for that airport, gonna get those air units. Oh, and he's gonna wait all the units. Okay. And same thing for JTQWN. Okay. So Lash airport and the comm tower on the side though. Damn, is no one gonna go for this airport? I'd swear that I would go for this. Wow. And we got an inverted infantry right there. Why is it looking that way? That's funny. Oh, there you go. I fixed it. Alright. Nice. Oh, and the deadfs decided to go over here. Oh, they went for the same thing. Okay. So I guess we're gonna see the same thing. We're gonna see copters over here taking the infantry. Yep, copter from the deadfs. And copter by JTQWN. Okay. So they're gonna start taking out that infantry. You can see how quickly this one base is gets online, just because it starts captured and the 2 base started neutral. I think they start with 1 infantry. I'm gonna have to check on that for the next match, but it kind of takes a while to get started. You can already see there's like 5 infantry over here already in the 1 base. Well, there's only 3, so it kind of like it gives the 1 base a little bit of a jump start, or a head start. Or I don't know how you say it. Like, gets a little bit of a lead, so to speak, at first. Unit count wise and like capture phase wise, until the 2 base gets online and starts pumping those units out, and then kind of like boom, starts overrunning. So let's see if we see the same thing, where they go aggressive from the 1 base, and then the 2 base defends, and they kind of pull back. Actually, I'm gonna flip them directions. I'm sorry. There you go. I'm a little bit annoying with that. I like them just facing each other. And I don't really mind, but once I notice it, I'm like, oh, why did I notice it? Now it's like just annoying me, so I have to have them facing each other. So I got a T-copter by JTQWN. Wait, did they start with a T-copter? No, they don't. No, they made a T-copter. Oh yeah, because you carry the mech, right? Yeah, that's cute. So pretty similar. They both went for these middle cities, and they're going for this one over here in the corner. In comes the mech. More copters. Deadfs actually taking out this rocket. I mean, I'm sure I don't think there's really any particular reason more than just getting charged, so that's totally fair. And it's like Adder could, makes better use of having charge than Lash, because Lash is more of a day-to-day CO. And although her super is, is really good, but what makes Adder stand out here is his powers and high flanks. Just having that constant +1 movement on units is pretty deadly. Oof! And that's a lot of charge. I mean, you are base blocking yourself so that the cruiser doesn't kill your copter, I think. That makes another copter. And makes a missile to protect it from this copter. Wow, so determined for the copter to live. Why though? It can die from the carrier. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't understand the commitment here, but we'll see. Maybe there's a reason. And on the other hand, the Tarquin decides not to attack the rocket. So yeah, down goes the copter with the carrier. I don't think there was any need to do this. Attack here and make the missile. I mean, it does protect 2, 4, 6, 7. I mean, it protects the T-copter from the copter, but again, you have to base block. So this time we're not seeing any medium tanks or anything, or Nia tanks just yet. Seeing a lot of copters and more lighter vehicles. Like we even have a recon. There's artillery over here. This recon doesn't reach. I mean, with terrain tactics, it could, it could hit right there. So that'd be cool if JTQWN decides to use terrain tactics. But I think it would be just for that one hit. This doesn't reach. I do think this can get a hit here for free, pretty much. Oh, there's a tank right here. Yeah, never mind. Missiles. Okay, gets the capture with a mech. Kind of blocks this copter out. I think 2, 4, 6. It can still move out of range of the missile. And this artillery, I don't understand what is going on here. I think, maybe it's so that deadfs doesn't put the carrier in this little tile where it would block the airport. Okay. So deadfs is gonna get a nice hit here. Poor little infantry. Same with this one. They're kind of stranded, abandoned, all alone. It's gonna get this corner. I think uncontested. 2, 4, 6. Yep. And probably this one as well. Copter attacks over here. It's gonna die from the missile. And the carrier and the cruiser kind of abandon their mission of locking this airport. And just kind of consolidating everything in the middle. Oh, it looks like deadfs did the same, made a missile. They're all doing the missile play. Over here to take out the T-copter and free up the lander. I mean, it's pretty decent. You get an extra port. It's another 2k income every turn. And it's it's an APC as well. It's definitely a lot of how you get the APC to like move infantry. And you get the lander to potentially maybe get these two. So there's a lot of income involved in that investment of the missile for sure. So we got our missile. I think that the first time that we see a missile take out a copter, like not a T copter, like an actual B copter. This is really nice. It's just bringing the air units with the carrier. It's really funny. and just like staring down in the middle. No one wants to attack, and they have like all the charge. deadfs has the supercharged all, and like it's not using it. Well, actually, that was JTQWN's turn. Never mind. Well, let's see if deadfs decides to use the power. Looks like he's not. Okay, takes out the T-copter, and okay, yeah, uses the side slip. So it looks like deadfs is gonna attack right now. Let's see what he does. Okay, attacks with the copter. Takes out the recon, interrupts. Okay, some shots there. Yeah, I mean, this, you know, again, the pressure on the lab, it can get scary. This infantry is 2 turns away. It's definitely something that you need to look over. So probably JTQWN's gonna need like a Neo tank or something, because this tank would kind of answer this anti-air. I mean, you got a copter. You can't have to like answer all of these. Let's see. Just gonna start a bunch of captures. And makes a Neo tank over there. And this is what I was saying on the last match. Just making the T-copter made all the way over here. That it was just like was doing stuff over here is actually gonna come over here and get this. That'd be really nice. Get this airport. Oof! And that's like 1 turn away from this base. So a bomber can be made and it'll be pointing at this base. That is really dangerous. I got prime tactics. Okay. Value-wise, I mean, I guess value-wise, it's kind of tricky, you know, because there's a lot of pre-deployed units. So I'm not sure that looking at unit value is gonna make a lot of sense, because you got all these rockets. Also, you got this player starting with an extra rocket. There was all the APCs and stuff. There's a cruiser. So I think it's just a matter of looking at the board. Unit count wise, pretty even. Income, I mean, down 2 of them. So definitely has to stop these 2 captures with this prime tactics. Let's see what JTQWN decides to do. Okay, it's gonna take out infantry and be invincible on the city. It's gonna start a capture. Okay. And okay, oh okay, uses the silo and stops the 2 captures in the middle. Boom. And doesn't get the kill. Ooh, I bet if the power wasn't on for Adder, that would be a kill. Okay, so that's dead. And I think again, like, JTQWN has to be careful of the missile silo from deadfs, that he hasn't used it yet. I always forget that they have that missile silo there sitting, waiting. Like, no wonder they have their units so spread around and stuff. That explains a lot. So now deadfs, now that the missile silo has been used, like, he can just more freely bundle up units, I guess. But I feel like that prime tactics wasn't very strong. It didn't get like a lot of vehicle attacks, if any. If any. Like, it interrupted a capture, it stopped this one, it killed an infantry over here, it attacked here. I think maybe it was more for the defense. So like this carrier was built so that this bomber can't attack like the bases, and it can't attack the carrier because it like probably does very little damage, like I don't know, 2 damage or something like that. And so then it repairs, and there's an anti-air to cover, so these kind of like cover each other. So I think that's the reason JTQWN did the prime tactics. It's just for the defensive. You see, he puts the anti-air on the city and the tank and everything, except these. These are not. These are on shoals. Okay, let's see. So deadfs goes for the airport, of course. It's gonna take that out. Artillery and okay, attacks the infantry. Attacks the artillery. Bomber goes, kills the lander. And this carrier is gonna probably go back here to point at the airport. It's looking rough for JTQWN, honestly. I'm liking more deadfs. Deadfs? How do you say it? Deadfs this position. Okay, and decides to use the missile silo. I still find it so funny that it shows as if it's 3 tiles wide and it's not, it's only 2. That's so funny. So kind of to interrupt the capture, I also hit at these 2. And okay, it's gonna be able to stop that. I think, okay, this is to block the anti-air from hitting the copter, because it's 2, 4, 6 tiles. So unless JTQWN can kill his infantry with these 2, which I think you'd be able to, because it goes up to 5. You get the firepower from the city. Let's see. We got a lander from deadfs, probably to go for the island. I got a Neo tank. I think this is our first Neo tank of this match. It's just been light vehicles. That's crazy. Light vehicles and bombers. Well, bombers? Just one. Just a lot of light vehicles. So yeah, gets the kill there. And it's gonna enable the anti-air. Oh, carrier gets that thing. And oh yeah, and also like, why? This anti-air is gonna kill that bomber. Huh. I mean, it does give a lot of charge for sure, but I'm not sure why the DFS did that. Kill a lander to avoid JTQWN coming over here and stopping this. Maybe it's worth. Maybe it is. To be fair, like JTQWN can't make a lander here because he'd have to delete the carrier, make a land and then go, or make one from over here, but then you'd have to break the carrier because it's blocking. So definitely making JTQWN take some really tough decisions and just probably giving up the island pretty much. All for the cost of a bomber, which is not cheap. And JTQWN's gonna go for some attacks here, directly in range of a Neo tank. Why? Attacking an infantry. It is the only infantry in this area from deadfs for now, so it definitely really slows down anything over here, like any captures or even potential lab cap. Maybe that's why he went for that. I don't know. I wish I could read players' minds and know why they do certain moves. And we got a new tank. Yeah, definitely needed a new tank here on this side because all of this is having control of this area. And honestly, this was a pretty good move. To be fair, I think this was good. Because if not, this single infantry could be pressuring this lab. It could be really annoying. Now it's gonna force deadfs to bring one from here. From here, it's gonna. It enables JTQWN like a few more turns. I'm like, okay, my lab is gonna be okay for now, like for a few more turns at least. And but yeah, definitely needs a Neo tank to contest this, like these vehicles, plus obviously the Neo tank. Has a nice little ball over here. Now that the silo is used, I got a side slip, and these side slip from adder, they just keep coming, especially when the charge is all the power is all charged up. It's like side slip and then another side slip and then it's crazy. And okay, that's what it is. Gets the mech kill there. It's gonna kill that one. Bomber's just gonna fly away. That bomber can be a really nice blocker. It's gonna load these up. Okay, good. No, it loads the anti-air and an infantry. So as they start capturing there. And it's gonna take the anti-air. So yeah, all of these, there was the anti-air, the tank, and this infantry all dead. So there's nothing. You can see these two infantry moving over here. You know that FS is like, I'm gonna take this area. I'm gonna capture. I mean, maybe these cities, but the lab is right there. It's like, ding ding ding. The alarms they're ringing everywhere. So JTQWN 100% needs to do something. You could maybe, I mean, you can't even reach. Maybe you want to kill that one and attack this one with a copter. Maybe that could be. Okay, decides to sacrifice a copter. Oh, okay. It's actually not a bad idea. So he uses both copters to kill the infantry instead of just using one, because this anti-air is gonna kill one copter. Like, it doesn't matter if you send one or both, one of them is gonna get killed. But that definitely stops the captures from that FS and that airport from getting online for a really long time. Okay, and does go for that. Does go for the anti-air. Don't tell me he goes for the copter. Makes a new tank chain. Are we gonna see the copter on the infantry? Okay, blocking. Nice artillery pointing at the anti-air. Oh, okay, kill the infantry. And okay, the copter doesn't attack this infantry. And this missile is just wandering around. Oh yeah, I forgot that deadfs has this island. That would be pretty devastating if he has both islands. He's already up in income by 8k, so it's pretty strong. But a neo tank chain over here. There's this single infantry, healthy infantry. There's another one here. So it does seem to me like deadfs is planning to attack here. Maybe to go with a corner. That'd be like the more conservative approach, or more greedy, more like I wanna win, I wanna close the game, I wanna, I wanna win. Let's go over here, go for the lab. You could also just go for this city right here. Sidestep, go for the city. Oh, and the attacker resigns. Yeah, I mean, deadfs' position is, in my opinion, so much better. Has this island over here, is gonna get this island also, like eventually, like next turn it's gonna send 1 or 2 infantry. This did delay the 2 copters killing the infantry, but it is also at a sacrifice. And it's not really like, there's nowhere on the map where deadfs is really losing. Like he's winning, he's gonna get this island, he already has this one. He's doing pretty decently over here, has some nice blockers. Has an artillery. Like it's not like the weakest area. The lab area is under threat at all. And here has a nice army. Has the neo tanks. I feel like JTQWN wouldn't be able to do much here. There's these artillery that can't shoot. These mechs can't shoot. There's these copters, but there's 2 anti-airs over here and 2 anti-airs over here, so nothing really that these copters could get away with without getting killed. Can't really start a capture here because it'll get interrupted and there's a lot to back it up. Yeah, it's looking really bad for JTQWN. And it's not like Lash has the powers to bring back the game, like to rely on that. So definitely was feeling behind in pretty much everyone on the map, and yeah, just decided to tap out. So GG's. Let's move to the next one. Okay, we got our third and last match of this round 1 of the Quack Cup 1 Division 1 Finals. Why such a long name? But anyways, we got our third match, which is JTQWN, which we saw in the last match against deadfs, against Sif, which we saw in the first match against RIP. That means that the other 2, so that is deadfs and RIP, both of them had their matches against Data Shifter, the one that had booted, just like didn't play, and so there is no matches there. Which means they have a win. They get a point or 3 points. I don't know how it really works, but both RIP and deadfs get a win there automatically because Data Shifter is gone. So we got here Sif and JTQWN. Sif had lost against RIP and JTQWN lost against deadfs. So we got the two losers. They're not losers. These are really good players. The 2 players that lost in the matches that we just saw. I'm not sure in what order these matches ended. I actually didn't really see them, so this is the first time that I'm like watching all these matches, which is kind of nice because I get to get surprised and kind of give my first impressions of the match as I'm watching it. So we have, I think, the same picks actually. Yeah, which makes sense because they play these matches at the same time. So Sif also went for Jess, which he had gone for against Rip. JTQWN picked Lash, which is really interesting because I feel like the air units by Adder were very strong. They were making a really big difference. Also, just the pulse movement. I feel like Adder is just a little bit too good for tier 4 high funds. He's kind of like a little bit above. I know a lot of people say that Jess is really good in tier 4 high funds, but I don't know, that +1 movement is just really good. +1 movement and just plus stats. Like you get the +10/10 every time you use the sidestep. So it's like you're Von Bolt almost, like every, I don't know, 2 turns. Sometimes like 2 or 3 turns in a row. It's kind of crazy. So I think this match is going to be pretty different. So we have 2 COs that aren't really known for their air units. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, let's see what they decide to do. I think something that I hadn't said before is that, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's 1 artillery and 2 rockets to break the pipes. But this player over here has 1 artillery and 3 rockets, and that's kind of like the FTA counter that this map has. And so what it does is that this player can break one side, so the artillery has to decide whether to shoot here or whatever. Like you can choose to free this mech first or this mech first, and then only damage one of the sides. And then this player is able to break both mechs because this player has 4 indirects, and I think it has enough firepower with the rockets to break both of them. So it's like 1 mech, 2 mechs, and then the next are this one. So that's kind of like the FTA counter, which I found was really funny. This whole thing, this whole back area is just like insane. Like, how do you come up with this? Is so funny. Like, what? That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, so something I had. So my question from last game is that they do start with a 2 base uncapped, and that is something that sometimes they'll do in high funds maps. So it really delays the 2 base, and I think it kind of gives a lot of dynamic because it makes the weaker base seem really strong at first, and then there's a big pushback from the 2 base. So it's like different stages to the map, so to speak. And so yeah, there we see both mechs. Sif going for the income and the counter on the side though, which I think that's what he had done against Rip. I'm not sure. Did he go for the airport? I can't remember. I know he did go for this one. They're all going for the com tower on the side. JTQWN is going for the airport over here. So let's see where. Okay, for the com tower on the side. No one has gone for this airport. I cannot believe it. I was so convinced that that was the best play. Wow. I mean, there's a reason why I'm not in the finals of the High Funds Quack Cup match tournament. No, these players, they're the best Quack High Funds players. There's definitely a skill, for these Quack maps. They're very strange, so you have to like really understand what's going on. Try to predict how the map will play out. Try to understand all these strange mechanics of the map. Kind of like a puzzle. I think it's really interesting. So yeah, they're both going for the copter thing, taking out the infantry, and we're gonna see JTQWN pump out copters and air units from here, I'm gonna guess. Okay, T-copter, same thing, gets the mech. See if it's gonna go for the extra money over here. And this infantry is gonna be able to get this one. Yeah, it almost seems like this city right here is guaranteed for the 1 base to get, because it just goes like here, then goes for this city and walks and gets this one. So yeah, gonna go for that city. Gonna move towards the middle. Lots of just light tanks. A tank over here. And goes for a neo tank. So Sif, I mean against Rip he went with a medium tank, but here he's going for 2 tanks and then a neo tank. So different approach. This is definitely gonna force, okay, freeze this up, which is nice, gives the lander. Oh, what? Why do you use the silo there? I am so confused. What? 240? Is it so that these live? Because maybe the carrier doesn't kill these? But why? I don't know. That seems very strange. I get some shots. Gets a lot of charge, like a lot of charge for Sif. So I'm not sure. I feel like that might be better. Might be better for Sif, because now you got the turbocharge threat all the time. That +1 on the vehicles. Got this tank really menacingly here. Carrier shoots at copter. Okay, doesn't kill. Okay. And we got these chest copters. Ooh, okay. Rocket, boom, takes out the carrier. Look at that. Boom. Almost super, like full charge already. You're definitely gonna need an anti-air there. Mech is gonna cover that infantry. Okay, finishes off the rocket. Okay. Okay, nice little setup here. So this copter dies against this copter next turn. And pulls back over here. Okay. Oh, wrong button. Oh, wait, I skipped the whole turn. Okay. So, uses, okay, Sif uses turbocharge for what? What do you get with this turbocharge? I think you kill these infantry. Yeah, you kill this one and you kill that one. And I think that's it. And you kill that one, which isn't really for free because there's this tank over here, but it is a Jess tank with a power on and a forest, so it's probably any infantry, but there's a mech behind it. Well, actually no, because I can't sit over here, so I don't know. It's gonna sit here, so it's gonna stop this capture right here. At least for one turn. And that's probably it. So kind of uses the turbocharge to kill a few infantry, which to be honest is not that bad because that was a free turbocharge also. Like it was just from all like the carrier and stuff like that and the rocket. And killing these 2 infantry over here is pretty strong because now JTQWN, like the only infantry he has is over here, and this is the one base, so this will be pumping out vehicles all the time mostly to defend. So really, how do you say, like reducing the potential of this area or this front for JTQWN. So can't even get this city, and won't be able to really threaten to get any of these. And then Sif can actually get this city too. Can flip this one. It's gonna get this strike over here. And I'm gonna take out the copter. The rocket's gonna point at the city to like shoo away the tank. Even puts the infantry there. And puts all these in position to capture over here. It would be nice, I think, to have one in position over here maybe to interrupt this one if possible. But maybe it's fine. So yeah. Sif is gonna go for that city flip right there. I have all these cities right here. It's gonna go for the island. We'll see if JTQWN decides to do the copter thing on the island again. And there's this neo tank from Sif, which there's no answer to whatsoever from JTQWN. I think there needs to be a lash neo tank here, like for sure. Like you have to make a neo tank here, not a mega tank, because a mega tank is too slow. And there's a force here. It'd be like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like no, you need a neo tank. And I think same here. The tank is gonna send an infantry and anti-air, so same thing. I'm gonna start these captures. I'm gonna keep attacking this little tank. It's gonna. This rocket is pretty nice though. I'm not gonna lie. Mech used to interrupt the capture. And there we go. We got the neo tank. Attack at the anti-air. And lots of mechs. So we got these city flipping, city capturing, more city capturing. Oof, so much income. That was 5 cities that Sif just got. That's a lot. Neo tank gets another kill, and we got the missile set. I've been always forgetting that there were these missile silos. So use this missile silo to hit here. They interrupted a capture, hit the copter and the rocket, so not bad. And also probably this got the damage in enough to then be able to kill this infantry with a recon, and boom, gets the rocket. That hurts so much. And now this is really annoying because this can't be dealt with. These copters can't kill this copter. There's no anti-air. So it's looking really rough for JTQWN. It's gonna get that kill. Makes another neo tank and another copter. Really trying to solidify here. Like really, like I got an advantage on this side. I got an advantage on this side. I got the middle, and pretty good over here. Ever since those 2 infantry were killed initially, and just making anti-airs over here to defend from these copters. Just very solid position. I mean, let's see if JTQWN can do something to kind of like bring it back, because it's looking really rough. It doesn't make an anti-air. Okay, I mean, yeah, it has this anti-air over here, so I guess this is gonna be enough to deal with our copter. But it's like JTQWN is so pushed back. It's so far back over here, and you're so far back on income. You do have the power, but it's not like Lash's power is that scary. Like, not as scary as other powers, like Jess, for example. So I definitely feel like Sif has the upper hand here. I think JTQWN has to do something, maybe like really push over here, try to go for the lab. I don't even know. I mean, at the same time, this lab is also kind of under threat by this infantry from Sif. There's a medium tank from Sif there to kind of support the attack. Let's see, gets a few captures. Okay, gets up to 40k, 42k. Okay. It's up to 42k income. Not bad. 6k income difference. It's a difference, but it's not huge. All those mechs kind of like walking together. I guess trying to contest this area. Maybe. Oh, I guess JTQWN is trying to protect these 2 cities right here from these 2 infantry. So kind of sending the neo tank and the mechs and everything just here to protect these 2 cities. Attacked here. Just like, it's looking really rough. It might not seem like if you look at the stats and stuff, but just board wise, it is very rough. There's just so much momentum and tempo that Sif has. Like, Sif is able to determine everything. He's like, he was able to determine, look, I'm gonna attack your cities, and so JTQWN has to respond, send everything. And now Sif is like, okay, actually, I'll just not attack there. I'm gonna actually shift over here and go to this corner. And then again, like, JTQWN has to respond. Like, will JTQWN respond to what Sif is doing? I mean, yeah, probably from here pull back, or maybe not that much because you have 2 anti here, so these copters can't really do that much. Double Neo tank infantry. What is that gonna do? I mean, you're getting the island. And okay, we're gonna interrupt that city right there. We're gonna make another Neo tank. And yeah, like just position here defensively, because this infantry can jump onto the lab. And those mechs are like left behind. Like now they have no job whatsoever. They're slow. You do have a teacup to an APC, so you can kind of shift them. I guess yeah, that's what this dogman is gonna do. In a little line there. But again, just being very reactive. I think this is being very reactive to Sif, and Sif is able to determine where the fight is gonna take place and what are gonna be the areas on the map that are gonna be contested. Where like JTQWN would really like to contest these cities right here, like these. This is the one base area from Sif, and he doesn't even have the airport. Like this should be JTQWN's. He even has the airport right here, so this should really be contested and get these 3 cities. Like Sif is getting away with so much here. Like this is kind of normal to be losing, I guess. But yeah, just being very reactive to defend at all costs to not lose. But I feel like it's kind of like bleeding out. It's just too much of an income difference, and also just the map in general, just like forcing all the fight here on the 2 base, 1 airport of Sif. It's definitely very advantageous for Sif and not for JTQWN. There's no answer to this medium tank also. It's blocking over here, so Sif will probably get this unless JTQWN comes here with a lander kind of thing. And so many Neo tanks. There's so many Neo tanks from Sif. Let's see what JTQWN decides to do. He takes out that copter. It blocks the medium tank with this little copter. I mean, he's gonna die. Then this bomber's kind of pointing here, but yeah, this is really tricky. This is not gonna die, and then there's this anti-air. I think you kind of need like a Neo tank. Oof. It's looking rough. So just pouring more units over here. I mean, maybe if JTQWN is able to get one good fight, like one good brawl here, and have a really good like army advantage, to then recapture these things and maybe shift over and capture other stuff, that could be. But yeah, we got the lab capture going, so this is like the checkmate kind of thing going. Or no, it's not checkmate, it's like check. I don't know how you call it. So definitely JTQWN has to attack here, has to send an infantry or a Neo tank or something. And at the same time starting this capture, so being really annoying. Was gonna have to send this tank, or maybe this bomber, probably not the bomber. Prime tactics, okay. Is it gonna be Neo tank on the forest? Yeah, on the forest. Boom! And anti-air goes down, and it's gonna sit the Neo tank on the lab as a, you're not gonna get my lab. Sits another Neo tank on a city. Mech on a mountain is like you do no damage to that mech. Okay, so after all these turns, JTQWN is able to kind of like pull together all of the army and be a little bit of a threat. At the same time, using the prime tactics as a defensive measure, so that Sif can't have really good attacks. So enabling JTQWN an extra turn still of positioning and getting all the army set up. Well, JTQWN turned this around. So Sif is not gonna attack, yeah, because there's no point. Okay, he's gonna attack that tank, and that's it. and just a lot of neo tanks. Look, there's 2 neo tanks, 2 neo tanks, 2 neo tanks, 2 neo tanks. They all go in pairs, except this one. This one's all alone. And oof, gets the strike there on the medium tank. This position is really annoying. Just flipping around between infantry, medium tank, anti-air. So now what, you're gonna send your medium tank? It's on a city. Are you gonna send your bomber? Yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. Yeah, and JTQWN resigns. So GG. Oof, I really feel like JTQWN could have done much better by sending this army over here, trying to reclaim this area and maybe go for the lab or something. And I don't know, make a rocket and defend this lab from afar. I have no idea. I do feel like from the start there was something really strange here. I need to go back. I need to go back and see that. So here, just using the silo here, I don't understand why that was. I don't see the reason to use the silo here instead of like saving it and using it for a different moment, because already that makes Sif like so much more comfortable. Like it enables him to just move around and group up and stuff without the threat of getting shot by a missile. And then like base blocking to kill a carrier, I'm just not super sure about that. I mean the combo of the carrier and cruiser is really annoying because they kind of like cover each other against these air units, or I guess from these air units, but still I think you can make an artillery and put it here and then you avoid getting your airport locked kind of thing, like JTQWN had did in the other match. But yeah, I think from there it was really tricky. Well, like it was just a bad position for JTQWN because the other fact is all that charge that it gave Sif, and then Sif was able to just like use a free power turn, kill these 2 infantries, which severely slows down JTQWN's capture over here, and just ability to interrupt captures from Sif as well. This whole thing with a rocket means that there's no tanks over here, so this tank was being really annoying. You have to use this mech. I think it definitely spirals out of control just from that. Just being behind, just investing a lot in this for those little units means being behind on these 2 fronts at the very beginning, and that just spirals out of hand like really quickly. It means Sif has control of both areas, gets these captures, gets to flip this, kind of determines, kind of like also splits here because there's this little the terrain here kind of splits how you can send your armies from the 2 base, so kind of determines where JTQWN can attack and where he can't, and then just kind of determine, like really pushed back over here, and then just determine, okay, I'm gonna go here and start reacting to everything that Sif was doing. And you never want to be reacting. Reacting means that you're kind of behind and you're probably losing, and that you have no control of the game, and that is never good. You always want to have control of the game. So GG, congratulations to Sif. So from the 3 players that we watch, Rip got a win, deadfs got a win, and between the 2 that had lost, we got Sif that got a win. So we got Rip with 2 points, deadfs with two points, I think, and then Sif with 1. And JTQWN with 0 and Data Shifter with 0. So yeah, that's it. That's the round 1 of the Quack Cup 1. I hope you guys liked it. I think the map was pretty fun. It was pretty intense and crazy. I think it was pretty funny. And I really feel like the airport was the better decision. I don't know why none of them went for it, but oh well. They might, they know best. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.